Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back here over at the race car at my grandparents' house. Um, I got some exciting news and updates on the race car. Um, First of all, I am happy to say I got the windshield completely taken out. That was done a little bit ago. I did make a quick update video the day that I got it out. Uh, the other thing is I have the wire mesh um, for the windscreen that is going to be replacing the window. Got that right there. Luckily, I work for a company that deals with wire mesh on a regular basis. I actually cut wire mesh every day at work. And luckily we had a scrap piece of the 1/4 inch opening, which I'm going to be using, or I was planning on using for the windshield anyway. The rules say it has to be a 1/2 inch block or smaller. I'm going with 1/4 inch. I know a lot of people normally go with right about the same 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. Most people do the 1/4 inch. So luckily we had a scrap piece and I was able to bring it home. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it in. I have to get the proper hardware to screw it in, as well as getting the rest of the seal taken off the window all the way around. And I also have to do that on the back windows as well. The other big news is I have a nice big can of primer, automotive primer. I'm going to be priming the hood today. This is just bare sand. It was just sanded down and that's it. It is starting to get a little bit of surface rust in some areas. So I'm going to be primering it today just to get that taken care of and out of the way. And then once that's done, I'm going to start trying to get this seal off. Like I said, I got the windshield to do. I started doing this one the other week, or the other day. I got a good bit of it off, as you can tell. There's still a little bit down here, and a little over on this side as well, that I have to get off. Otherwise, that window is pretty much done. This one over here, I haven't really touched since I got the window all the way out. I would like to be able to, sometime in the near future, bolt down the seat. I do have my racing seat ready to go. I just need to bolt it down, get it in the exact position and angle that I want it, and then it's ready to go. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get ready to start primering the hood. That's gonna be the first task of the day, and then we'll go about it from there. So I'm gonna take the hood off real quick, and then we'll get right back to it. Alright, the hood is officially off the car. I still got a lot of work to do on the motor before that is ready. But otherwise, let's put a coat of primer on it and see how it looks after that. Alright, the hood is all primered. Doesn't look pretty, it's just the first coat, so I'm not really worried about it. I will be doing a wet sand on it eventually and then doing another coat of primer. So while I let that dry, I am going to hook up my angle grinder with a sanding blade, and I'm going to start trying to get the seal off of these windows. That way I can start cutting the wire mesh for the windshield. So give me 1 second and I will be right back with you guys. Always remember your safety glasses. whenever you're doing any kind of grinding or sanding or anything like that. You don't want to injure your eyes with debris. So here we go. Alright, window number 2 is done. Looking about the same as the other one. It's all nice and smooth all the way around. So now comes the fun part. We're gonna try doing the windshield area and seeing how that comes out. Alright, here we go. We're gonna start doing the windshield area. The windshield doesn't really look that bad. I feel like whenever I was getting the glass out, it all went fairly smooth and easily. I do have a little bit of a problem to fix right there, but otherwise, I mean, it seemed like it was going pretty smooth. That I should be able to grind right out, so I'm not too worried about that. But otherwise, I don't really have any good angles for recording this, so I'm gonna try recording with one hand and grinding with the other, and we'll see how it turns out. So here we go. got that little piece there. It's pretty thick. I don't know if you can tell. It's got a little bit of thickness to it, so I'm gonna cut it down with my razor blade, and then I'll grind it. Otherwise, the top is pretty much done. Alright, let's... Alright, so the top seal is all done. Looking just like the rest of the windows. Now I'm gonna start working on this side here. And then we'll start doing the rest. So we're almost there. Alright, the seal is all the way gone, all the way around the windshield, which is awesome. So I'm super excited about that. That means the car is one step closer to being done. So I'm really excited about that. I think I'm gonna pull the wire mesh out and start seeing if I can get it to line up properly. I have to cut it down. It's 60 inches wide by, I'd say probably about 75 inches long. All the way around. I think the at the widest point for the windshield is like 56.5 inches. And the windshield's only like 35 inches tall, so that's good. The other good thing, the primer on the windshield is all the way dry for the first coat. I know it looks like crap. I am going to be doing a wet sand at some point. It's not going to be today. But I am going to be doing a wet sand with it, and then once that's done, then I'll throw another coat of primer on. I don't remember if I told you guys yet or not. For the race car, I have decided that I'm going to go with the number 40. The reasoning behind that is that was the only number in all the divisions that I plan on running at some point in my life. That's the only number that was not in any of those divisions. I plan on running the limited stock just to get my foot in the door. After, I'd say probably about 2 or 3 years of running the limited stock, I'm gonna start building a 600 micro sprint, and then I'll be running that, and then after about a year or two of running that, I'm gonna start building a 270 micro sprint, and by the time I'm done with the 270 micro sprint, my kids should be old enough to run the limited stocks. They have to be 14. My daughter's 3, so that gives me 11 years to do all this, which is plenty of time to get everything that I want done. And then, like I said, once she starts running this, I'm gonna let her run it for a few years, and then I'll put her in the 270 while I'm still running the 600 micro sprint. And then my son, who will be 2 next month, he should be old enough to start running this class, the limited stock class. So he'll be running this car, and then I'm just going to keep moving up into the 358 sprint cars, and then hopefully by that time I have some good sponsorships behind me, and I can start building my 410 sprint car. And that is the ultimate goal for me for right now, is running 410s with the World of Outlaws. I think that would be absolutely amazing. That is probably where I would end up stopping. It would be nice. It would be nice to be able to go into NASCAR, but I'm starting a little late. By that time comes around, I would be like 35, 40 years old, and I'm not really trying to start running NASCAR at 45 years old. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I did decide that I'm gonna go with the number 40. That I did do painter's tape. That is just a rough idea of what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be, I am gonna be moving it over a little bit. I'm probably gonna start it right about here. That way the 0 isn't on the door jamb like it is now. Luckily it's only over the door jamb by like half an inch, a little bit more at some points, and the 0 is not even, so I am going to be fixing that as well. But like I said, for now that was just a rough idea of what I wanted it to look like and where it's going to be. I did decide that I am going to move it over, start it over to the left a little bit more, and we'll go from there. And I am going to be using the same color paint that I used for the wheels, which is a sea blue. That's the color of the paint. It's called sea blue. To me it looks more like a baby, like a darker baby blue. I like the color, so I am going to do that for the number with a black trim. All the lettering on the car is going to be black, so anytime I put any kind of sponsorships on it or anything like that, that's all going to be in black lettering. But yeah, that's just a little bit on the number and why I chose it. For now, I'm going to try getting the wire mesh out of the back of my truck, and we'll see how it lines up. So give me a couple minutes and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, we packed up, we're getting ready to go home. Spent a little bit of time over here. I got the wire mesh kind of lined up to where I want it. I have to do quite a bit of trimming on it. As you can see, It had rained pretty good here for about 20 minutes or so. So we're getting ready to go. There's not much more I can do. We're losing daylight. It's been a pretty cloudy, rainy day so far today, with on and off thunderstorms. It's just been a pretty wet day all around. Um, so that's all for today. Um, I'm gonna try coming back over here maybe tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow I can get the wire mesh um, cut to where I need it to be cut, and potentially even fastened down. That way that's all done and taken care of. Um, Once that's all done, I gotta clean out the interior. There's still a bunch of trash in there from gutting it and stuff. I want to clean out the interior with the shop vac to get all the rubber from the window seals, um, get all that stuff taken out, and then I might see about taking the jack stands off, or taking the car off the jack stands, putting it all the way down on the ground, filling the tires up with air because I know that they're all low. So filling the tires up with air, and if I can get the wire screen fastened down to where I want it, I'll mock up exactly where the seat needs to be before I bolt it down. I was sitting in it for a little bit, just to kind of see what it looked like looking at the wire mesh, and I think I had the seat right where I want it. It just needs to be up higher, that way I can actually see outside the car. But as for like the leg room and stuff like that, I think I have the seat right where it needs to be. So tomorrow, if I do get a chance to come over, hopefully it's going to be cutting the wire mesh where it needs to be cut, fastening it down, and then potentially even getting the seat mocked up to where it needs to be. Other than that, I'm gonna get off of here. I hope you guys had a great weekend and a great week this week. I'll see you guys later.